Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Neva. In this episode, we are gonna, I don't know, leave our pup behind, it almost feels like, because she's not following us, and I don't have a way back now, other than death, I suppose, so we'll just move along. So, as kind of mentioned in the last episode, I have a genuine, heartfelt love for the game series, The World Ends With You, and you certainly watched me have a grand old time with that in when The World Ends With You, the sequel, Neo, The World Ends With You, Neo, The World Ends With You came out, and I guess I can gush about that series for a little bit. As a kid, I jiggled my USB a little bit. There we go. Okay, we're back in. Oh no. Ooh, saved it. Just barely saved it there. As a kid, I think it's fairly obvious with how these recordings and commentaries go. I have some degree of severely unmanaged ADHD. I can't focus on anything at any point in my life ever. Where'd I go here? Oh, I see. Oh no. No. Okay, I got a little disoriented here, but I can manage. Anyway, so needless to say, I have some amount of poorly managed ADHD, and I'm okay with that. I am me. I enjoy the world that I am living in, and if I can't focus very well, I've certainly learned tricks to the trade in life to make it easier to focus on one thing, to-do lists, and making sure I complete a task before moving on to the other thing. Those sorts of mental crutches to support myself when I would otherwise lose focus and fail to complete a goal. Neva, you seem to want something on these locations, or you're just gonna wait for me to guide you this way. I'm not sure. Let's move along, Pupper. Anyway, so the nature of The World Ends With You. Oh, here's our wolf friend again. The nature of The World Ends With You is it appealed to that ADHD brain of having to manage two things at once. My entire lifestyle has been centered around doing two things at once in most cases. Commentary while playing video games. Classically, it was playing RuneScape while watching a show, or if not RuneScape, just playing some game on one screen, playing another game on a different screen, or watching something on that other screen, to the point where it's just become kind of like my default function. If I'm not doing the thing that I am doing plus one other thing, typically a screen-related thing, I feel very antsy. And The World Ends With You was like the perfect game to manage that, because it was basically what I always do. It was playing on two screens at once, and that was the coolest thing about the original World Ends With You that I loved, was that you had to manage combat with two characters across two different screens, one using the touch screen to control and do various different attack inputs, and the other one being, oh no, save our friend, they saved us, we can save them. Get him, Neva. Get him. Okay, Neva, never mind. I thought Neva was going to help, but I guess it was all up to us. Anyway, so like on the touchscreen, you would fight with one character with which you had more customizable abilities to fight with. Things like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of enemies. Oh my goodness. So for example, you could have slashing attacks that are triggered by swiping upwards on the screen, attacks that were activated by holding against your character or dragging across the screen, and things like that. And it felt very rewarding to kind of mix and match different abilities that all kind of flowed into one really solid combo-focused system. It was just a very satisfying game to play for me, and I loved The World Ends With You as a kid. It was hands down probably my favorite game on the Nintendo DS for a very long time, if not just overall forever. Press X to activate totem. Again, forgive me if there's any weird background noise. I hear a very loud motor passing through. I am in a hotel at the moment, which does unfortunately mean that background noise and potentially some lowered audio quality will be a thing, but I wanted to finish playing this game. It's not like anyone other than Kiwi is really watching this series anyway, so what does it matter? Anyway, oh look, we have like the mask-faced creature above us with the antlers. There's so many like visual representations of things in this game that I have not figured out how to read, and it may be something that, like with Greece, I will return to this game and kind of analyze it. I'm not really committed to it. Like I said, I definitely like the gameplay of this game more than I liked Greece's gameplay, but that's because it has like a combat focus to it. Greece's like overall aesthetic though was way more appealing to me, and the story that it kind of told, at least in comparison so far, felt more complete, more emotionally charged, and more it resonated harder with me, I guess. So I don't know. I think overall, I think Greece is the game I like more, but the gameplay of this game I think stands out to me more. And not, don't get me wrong, this game is absolutely gorgeous. It has a beautiful aesthetic, and I don't know, the world is very cool to look at, and the world, like the combat aesthetic, honestly, like there is so much to love about this game. I just think I love Greece a little bit more for what it let me do in terms of analyzing its world and its events and kind of interpreting everything, especially as like a shared experience with me. So I mean, that's totally okay. You can play two games from the same developer and enjoy them in different ways. And I think that's very much it. It's not that I'm not enjoying this game. It's just that it's not providing the experience that I hoped it would after having played Greece, and that is okay. If this game's whole entire goal is to stand up on its own legs, not in comparison to Greece, but alongside Greece, I think that is fine. And that's always the hardest thing that I think a lot of people have to deal with like spiritual successors or sequels of games, is sometimes it's best to enjoy a game for what it is rather than what it could have been or how it stands up to its predecessor or even its sequel if you're comparing them side by side in short order. Like, that's the nature of media. Once it's out in the world, it's always there, and you can experience it in any order, I suppose. Oh, let's not... How do I even get through this? I can't ride Neva, so I'm gonna... Like, I don't think I can... Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Oh, okay, our wolf... Oh, I see what I'm supposed to do. Okay, that makes sense. I was looking at those things, I'm like, why are they here? We're not gonna really use them, are we? But we absolutely are, just to get over these very tall boys. Oh, no. I'm in a bad spot. Oh, no. I assumed these guys would block each other, and thankfully they do. There we go. But yeah, what else can I say about The World Ends With You? I remember just really enjoying the overall narrative of the game. Like, I think in hindsight, the narrative isn't that impressive. It's basically a proxy game of the god of the world deciding whether this reality exists or not in the long run, because they find the world becoming kind of boring. And it's a good parallel with our main character's journey, because our main character, Neku, is constantly wearing headphones, tuning the world out. He is basically the embodiment of teenage angst at the start of the game. Doesn't want to interact with anyone, just wants to tune the world out, and, like, you know, the classic asocial behaviors that a teenager dealing with angsty notions of how to interact with life would inevitably do or have. I lost the verb that I started this sentence with, admittedly. And by the end of it, you kind of have this parallel of the god of the world being like, yeah, this world is boring, I have no connection to it, let me let it go, and start it anew. And it's interesting, but this god of the world ends up becoming effectively friends with Neku and finding a reason to, like... I don't know if Neku is the only reason, necessarily. That seems kind of weird to say, and it doesn't feel quite right. Oh, here is our samurai character. I do imagine that they are probably us in some shape or form. This is a cutscene. I have no control here. Oh, they're gonna do their big stabby move again. Ooh. Those faces, those masks on that face look more sad than, like, angry or evil, necessarily. I think... Oh, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like the notion of a... Oh, I'm just gonna say I don't like that. Thankfully, I can dash through these. I'll just let the moment play out for a little bit, and then I'll resume commentary, because I think the music is swelling. We should hear it. Oops. Could have avoided that. I just did not time my jump well. I love dynamic terrain changes with fights like this. They're always so cool to me. Oh, I missed my jump. Oh no. We're gonna have to avoid something, aren't we? Oh, or not. I bet there's like a secret at the end of this that I'm gonna miss out because I can't get back up there. Or not. Okay. Well, at least there's that. It probably would have left something up there if you had been able to avoid it. Or if you had been... There's probably something to reward you for getting to that upper path. Oh, I don't like this aesthetic. This is so creepy. Like, this has Envy from Fullmetal Brotherhood vibes. I think we're gonna get snatched up, Kiwi. This definitely has the eel from Chapter 4. Oh, Wolf Friend, heck yeah. Ooh, double wolf battle. Alright, let's go. Do we not get an actual boss fight here? I guess not. Okay, that whole sequence was pretty cool. Very pretty music, and at the end of all that, we get to bring some life back to this forest. That's really cool. So, I guess whatever this corruption is, defeating it does, again, bring back life. Oh, we're good friends, aren't we? The other wolf gonna show up? Oh, it is. Hello there, friend. Could you somehow be related to Mamba? Oh my goodness, Kiwi, are they gonna make more baby Nevas? Well, I hope they're gonna be making baby Nevas. Oh, they're wandering off. We're gonna be alone for the next chapter, aren't we? Flowering. Finished Winter Part 1. So I wonder if Neva is kind of like the spirit of life in this world. And now she's gonna bring more life to this world. We were just kind of the guardian. Oh wow, we are super zoomed out. Don't know whether we need to go to the left or right. Well, I can prove that it looks like if I go too far to the left, I just get swung around. So to the right to the right it is. So, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like, for me, the main thing that I loved about Twiwi was its gameplay, but its narrative did get to me a bit. I certainly think the learning to recognize and interact with the people around you, learning that sometimes that it is okay to be yourself. I mean, like, each of the individual characters have sort of a story that relates to both understanding oneself and the world around them and coming to accept both of those and how they interact. And I think it has an important message about that. Neku, again, is just kind of tuned out, disinterested, edgelord, or like, well, I guess edgelord is probably the way to say it, but like, you know, angsty. I think angst is probably the best way to say it. Angsty teenager, does not feel connected to the world, and through his journey through the story, he learns to care about others than himself and how important their influence on his life is, or I guess technically his afterlife. I like that we just have this ominous evil queen in the background. I do wonder if, like, maybe she is... Certainly that last chapter had a lot of duality themes about it. Us seeing each other, seeing a reflection of ourselves in Neva constantly, the other wolf. They're like two sides to every story, sort of metaphor, perhaps. I wonder if this evil queen is not necessarily us, but a part of us, or like the opposing effect. I don't know if that's quite what I want to say, but like she represents what we represent for our side. We represent a guardian to life. She represents a guardian to death. Now, how do I get over here? It doesn't look like this can go high enough. I wonder... It may be a backtracking sort of thing, but I definitely can't reach it with just jumps. As previously stated, I probably won't commit too much time to trying to solve these puzzles, but I'll fast forward a little bit until I have had time to think on this. I suspect the answer, having had very little time at all to think on this, is we go this way, and then, yeah, I think this solves the issue altogether. Yeah, that was easy. Okay, that wasn't nearly as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Well, nonetheless, I am rewarded for thinking a little bit, which is more than I often am. But I think a lot and don't get any reward for it sometimes. I think a lot, I hurt my brain, and then I let Kiwi solve the problems that I'm suffering from. Speaking of which, I did not think at all for that jump, and here we are retracing our steps. Anyway, so The World Ends With You, oh my goodness, the amount of hype I had just waiting for a sequel that I never thought was going to come. And then it just gets, like, out of nowhere, just announced one day. I remember getting so excited right before they announced the cell phone iteration of the game and the Switch ports. I think the cell phone happened first. Hello guys, are you enemies or are you just hanging out? Okay, okay, we have bad times, fair enough. I should know better than to touch angry things, but they weren't aggressive there. And these statues in the background almost give a sense of they like having some sort of communal bartering system, or like clearly there's some, it's supposed to look like a shared, I don't know if shared is the right word, but like an interaction. They're offering something to each other. That was avoidable. Oh my goodness. No. Kiwi, I'm in a bad spot. I am lucky that didn't hit me. I just have to stay behind both of them. If I stay behind... Oh. Wow, I did not perform well there, Kiwi. That was... I have no excuse other than I just misplayed. Oh well. So if I... Okay, I also wanted to see if I just didn't interact with them whatsoever, if I could get away with things, but I could not. It does sound like housekeeping is vacuuming the room next door, so I might have to hope that this does not get picked up on recording, but I may have to pause recording after this episode. It is the middle of the afternoon, so it feels a little odd for housekeeping to be happening, but I guess it makes sense because new people will be checking into the hotel soon. Anyway, more on the topic of The World Ends With You, I suppose. Let's see. The main thing I'm thinking about at this stage is perhaps... Well, I was talking about the narrative that the characters go through, so... I mean... We talked about Neku's kind of character arc, but Shiki, the first partner he meets, partner in terms of combat, but inevitably also in terms of relationship, given the way those characters move around each other as the game progresses, I would like to think, and after the fact as well. Shiki has a terrible body image. She hates herself, and so she gets into fashion and tries to like learn from someone who she idolizes, a close friend of hers who she thinks is beautiful and incredible at fashion. And I believe basically for people to play the game that Twiwi takes place in. Basically, it's a death game of sorts where you fight monsters called Noise, and if you come out on top at the end of the game, you can be brought back to life effectively. But to play this, you have to give up something that's incredibly important to you. And I think for Shiki, it was she gave up her friend Eri, or she gave up her appearance and took on the appearance of Eri. Whatever the case is, she definitely has Eri's appearance, and forgive me if I'm getting the name wrong here. It's been some time, but the point is, Shiki certainly spares no love for herself. She was, I think, like I genuinely think there's a very significant undertone of self-loathing and perhaps even jealousy, and her character arc is centered around her coming to terms with those feelings. And then you have Joshua, who, well, I mean. At this point, I think spoilers are a given at this stage, but Joshua is that god of god of the world, effectively, or at least one of them, if not at the very least, kind of an angel who kind of acts as an architect of the world of some sort. And basically, he has grown bored with this world that he is in and is trying to effectively destroy it, and inevitably create a new one in its place, mind you, but still. I'm trying to think if there's any like sort of puzzle here to gain things from. Let's go down here real quick. I don't think so. No, there must not be. Okay, fair enough. If there is, I'm gonna miss it. Okay, I think I have on. Oh, wait a second. Aha! Well, I swear that wasn't strictly speaking intentional, but nonetheless, I'm happy it played out that way. It looks like the walls seal off when I try to, as soon as I hit these gongs, so there's no tag it and then jump out. Probably a good failsafe to keep people from gimmicking themselves a little too hard with that mechanic. Inevitably, someone could break the game if they soft lock themselves out of a place they can travel to. Alright. See, it looks like some sort of rotational puzzle here. Okay. I see what you're aiming for. And I can, oh no, no. Jump and then dash and then jump again. There we go. I remember struggling with this puzzle in a previous episode, so... Alright, this seems fairly straightforward. I'm sure they will iterate on it in some capacity, because they did a phenomenal job with it on that last section with the mirrors. I really like what they did with that mirror section. It was really cool. The question is, where do I go? This feels potentially the correct way. I see our reward for thinking outside of the box over to the right, so let's continue to travel this way a little bit longer then. I think I can make that jump from here, but I'll give it a try. Yeah, I'm falling just a little bit short. And I imagine if I jump from this height, I wouldn't make it. It feels just ever so slightly out of reach. Yeah, regrettably, Kiwi, it looks like even with maximizing coyote frames, I'm not going to be able to reach that. And I might just be a little too dumb and a little bit too slow to figure out the solution to this puzzle, so I'm going to move along. We gave it an honest try, but like I said, if I have any interest in completing this game, I'll come back to it. I just don't think I'm going to I'm not going to go completionist mode on it right now. I'm more interested in seeing where the story takes us. Inevitably, Neva will come back to us, I suspect. Thankfully, despite all the fall damage I have taken, I am not punished here. Oh, dearie. Oh, interesting. So these creatures, these giant creatures are holding up lotuses. They're almost being prayed to like some kind of god of death. I'm very curious to see what the outcome of this situation is. I'm trying to launch Neva as a projectile here and realizing I don't have Neva with me right now. Hopefully we get introduced to some cute little spirit wolf pups soon. My goodness, I love this dash. It feels so satisfying, and it's very reminiscent of Hollow Knight, honestly. It feels very rewarding to use. I would love for an HP upgrade, though, honestly, because it certainly feels like 3 is certainly enough to do fine for the combat in this game, but it can catch up to you very quickly, especially when you're learning mechanics for things or troubleshooting puzzles. That said, I'm not going to complain too much. It's a matter of just, Jeff, get good. Get good, please, Jeff. I'm trying to think. What else is there? Is there anything else over here I can do? I feel like if I jump down there, I'm just going to take damage, but I'm going to go for it and just see. Okay, fair enough. That's my fault. Punished for curiosity as always, but perhaps rewarded for something else. It's an interesting vibe that's going on here. Like, these creatures are petrified, and it's almost their own form of death. They're petrified and solidified and praying to whatever these godly creatures above them that, as far as we know, are corruption and harbingers of death. I'm eager to get more of this world's lore, I suppose. I hear them chattering in the background, too. It just feels kind of creepy and eerie. I wonder if we can go to the right from this location to potentially see that, No, okay, we're cut off. Fair enough. The music here is very, I want to say, unsettling. I like it, but I also really don't like it, and I don't know how to parse that just yet. It's the vibe of things are kind of weirdly, I mean, it's chanting. It almost does have that vibe of religiousness to it, and certainly that whole ring the gong, ascend the creature that these things are worshiping like a god into the light. It's definitely an aesthetic choice, and I dig it, but my goodness is it unsettling, and that's why I dig it. I love when media can take something that feels like it's natural to the world, perhaps, but just feels so, like, vaguely uncanny valley or uncomfortable in the context of what you currently have available. Let's see if I can stay up here. Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, that worked. Aha, and I get your flower. You may be the god of the dead world, but I am the god of the flowers. One could argue this could be a battle between gods, now that I think about it. Unlikely, but I don't know. There will come a time where I have enough information to contextualize what we are seeing and experiencing. I think another thing worth mentioning, and I'm maybe wrong about this, but it certainly feels potentially the way, it seems like we're killing these enemies a lot faster, so I think we are getting stronger as we progress through the game. It would help if I actually hit my target. Let's see. I think the birds used to die in 9 hits, so let's see if that's the case. Gosh, I hate these bird enemies. Okay, so maybe we aren't dealing more damage after all. It felt briefly for a moment that we might be stronger. That's okay if we're not. We're stronger in spirit, if not in body. We helped Neva find a partner, and hopefully create more of her little wolf pups. There is definitely the question of, are we seeing time progress over the natural course of a year, like what we would experience in our lives, or is it more segmented or more separate? Like, are there seasons, individual years, for example? Like, it's not something I see played with often because it's so, I would say, almost non-conventional for what we're used to. You okay there, bud? Oh no. Well, he bonked me. What an interesting enemy. When it bonks you, it flips around its terrain. Alright, where are you going? Oh, actually, you know what? I don't think we're going to be fighting this. I think we're going to be kiting it left and right. Okay. Because I think that gong is kind of blocked. Oh, no. Ooh, saved it. I think that gong is kind of blocked off there. Maybe we need to find a way to get it to stop in the center. At the very least, I think we can platform up here and see what's to the right, but I bet that center location has some sort of treat for us to get to. Alright, it feels... Here, let me see if this looks like something that will heal our HP. Let me mess around with this puzzle, because I suspect there's a reward for kiting this thing to the center and getting up there fast enough. Might be able to make this work. There we go. Okay, cool. Figured it out. Now, in theory, there should be a flower to reward us for our creativity, perhaps? Yep. There we go. I assume there's nothing to our left here, but I'll double check just to make sure. Nope. Okay. Alright, Kiwi, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video here. Unfortunately, I didn't have a timer, and the next episode, it would have been 15 minutes otherwise, so I do want to pause here and just make the episodes a little bit more even cut in time. So with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. The next one, we'll see the finale of Neva, and it's gonna make you feel some things, I think, so look forward to that. I guess I'm still feeling those things myself. I love you, Kiwi. I'll see you in the next one.